I never thought a relaxing dip in my own backyard pool would end with flashing police lights and a screaming neighbor trying to have me arrested. But there I was. Heart hammering in my chest. Water still dripping down my legs. As HOA pointed straight at me like I was some criminal. "Get him out of here right now," she shrieked into her phone. "He's trespassing on private property. My name is Brandon. And this was my house.
My pool.
My damn backyard. I had bought the place 6 months ago after saving for years. And I had the papers to prove it. But HOA, my nightmare of a neighbor, had other ideas. She had been picking fights since day one. Complaining about everything from my trash cans to the color of my fence. Today she decided the pool was the hill she would die on. I stood there frozen for a second. The warm sun beating down on my shoulders. The sharp smell of chlorine mixing with the fresh-cut grass. My breath came out in a shaky sigh. "Hoa, what the hell are you doing?" I called out, voice cracking with disbelief. "This is my pool." She spun toward me, eyes wild. "This area is for approved residents only. You think you can just move in and take over?" I called the police. "And they're on their way." Her voice was shrill, cutting through the peaceful afternoon like a siren already. Can you imagine? My own backyard turning into a battlefield in seconds. I splashed out of the water, feet slapping wet concrete, and grabbed the folder I kept by the lounge chair. My hands were trembling, but I wasn't going down without a fight. "You've lost your mind," I muttered under my breath. The sound of distant sirens grew louder, and my stomach twisted into knots. This was really happening. 2 police cruisers pulled up in front of my house within minutes. Officer Ramirez stepped out first, notepad in hand, looking as confused as I felt. HOA marched right up to him, arms waving. "Officer, this man is using a pool that doesn't belong to him. I've warned him before. He needs to be removed immediately." I stepped forward, dripping wet, heart pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. "This is my property. Officer, I own this house and everything on it. She's making a false report." HOA huffed, crossing her arms tight. "He's lying. Check the HOA records. This block has strict rules." I almost laughed, but it came out as a frustrated sigh instead. The officer glanced between us, then at the pool sparkling under the bright sun. "Let's see some ID and paperwork," he said calmly. That's when I slapped the folder open. The property deed, the closing papers, the survey map. Everything was right there, still slightly damp from my wet fingers. Recorded at the county office last month. My name is on every single page. Officer Ramirez took the documents and started reading. HOA's face went from red to purple. She leaned in, voice rising again. "Those could be fake. People forge things all the time. I know this neighborhood better than anyone. And he doesn't belong here." The neighbor from next door peeked over the fence, eyes wide. "Brandon's been here mowing his lawn every weekend," she called out. "I've seen the moving truck. This is his house." HOA shot her a death glare. But the officer kept flipping pages. The tension hung thick in the air. The only sounds now the gentle lap of pool water and my own ragged breathing. I could smell the faint scent of Etch's heavy perfume mixed with the heat rising off the concrete. My mind raced. What if she kept pushing? What if the police actually listened to her crazy story? Then came the twist I didn't see coming. Officer Ramirez looked up, eyebrows raised. "Ma'am, these records are legit. The deed is clear. This is Mr. Property. You called in a trespassing complaint on his own backyard." HOA's mouth opened and closed like a fish out of water. But the pool, it's too loud, it affects the whole street," she sputtered, voice cracking now. I couldn't hold back. "You mean my private pool in my private yard? The one I paid for with my own money? Lady, you've been harassing me since I moved in. And now you're calling the cops on me for swimming in my own water." The officer sighed. "Belong. Tired sound. Ma'am, this looks like a false report. We're going to have to cite you for misuse of emergency services. That was the moment everything exploded. HOA started yelling louder than ever, stomping her foot on the grass. This isn't over. I'll call the real HOA board. I'll have the whole neighborhood against him. But her words fell flat. The police weren't buying it. They took her information right there while the sun kept shining and the pool kept sparkling like nothing had happened. I stood there watching her get escorted toward the street, my arms crossed, a mix of anger and relief flooding through me. The neighbor gave me a thumbs up over the fence. "You okay, Brandon?" she asked softly. "Yeah," I breathed out, finally letting my shoulders drop. The water on my skin had gone cool now, but inside I felt a fire. Just glad the truth won. Later that week, the full karma hit. The neighborhood association reviewed her complaints, found a pattern of false reports, and issued her a formal warning. Turns out she had tried the same stunt on 2 other families before me. Word spread fast. People started avoiding her. Her own backyard barbecues got quieter. No one wanted to deal with the woman who called the cops on a guy for using his own pool. I sat by that same pool a few days later, feet dangling in the water, listening to the birds and the soft splash of my own lazy kicks. The smell of fresh burgers on the grill drifted from my patio. I let out a long, satisfied sigh. HOA had tried to take something that was mine, and she ended up losing way more than she gained. Here's the thing, folks. Life throws entitled people at you sometimes. They scream, they point fingers, they call the authorities thinking they own the world. But when you keep your record straight and stand your ground, the truth has a way of hitting back harder than any lie. I didn't set out to ruin anyone. I just wanted to enjoy my own backyard in peace. And in the end, justice didn't just show up. It showed up with flashing lights and a clear deed in my hand. So if you're dealing with your own HOA Karen right now, keep those papers close. Breathe through the chaos. And remember, the pool is yours for a reason. Swim on, and let the karma do the rest.